prostate. Let me see, I can say this quickly. When estrogen is high, and if you go to my hormone lecture, it'll tell you why it goes high. Testosterone goes high, and when testosterone goes high, the body converts testosterone into dehydroxytestosterone, and dehydroxytestosterone causes inflammation of the prostate gland. Zinc inhibits that conversion. In fact, Graham Sate, who's quite a well-known speaker on health in Australia, he said if every man over the age of 40 took a zinc supplement every day, no one would get prostate problems. Isn't that interesting?
How do you spell his last name?
Graham Sate, S-A-I-T. He basically speaks on health, but he mostly speaks on soil. Because if you understand soil, then you understand human health. And there is a herb called saw pimento, S-A-W-P-A-L-M-E-N-T-O. Saw pimento is a herb that reduces the inflammation of the prostate gland. Yes?
So given the, so striking a balance in terms for men with declining testosterone at times, right? What are you using to supplement that, given that it is important, right? For vitality, mood,
It is.
Right.
It is. Wild yam cream gets that balance right, because progesterone is the key, well, it's the precursor for estrogen, testosterone, the adrenal hormones. So whether man or woman, it boosts it. Forgive the description, but I don't know a more diplomatic way of saying it, but I have had some men say yam cream puts lead in their pencil. Have you got a better way of saying it? I'd like to look now at urinary frequency. Many men in their 50s and 60s find they have to go to the toilet urinary-wise maybe 3 or 4 times a night. Now that is indicative of an inflamed prostate. You see, the prostate gland is like about the size of a small walnut, and the urinary tubes go through the prostate. So if the prostate's inflamed, it can squeeze off the urinary flow. So an inflamed prostate can be helped by a herb called saw pimento. Saw pimento reduces inflammation of the prostate gland. Also stinging nettle tea can be drunk, and small willow leaf. They are probably the 3 main herbs that are known to help with the prostate. Also with the prostate, it's often inflamed because of high testosterone, and high testosterone is often the result of high estrogen. And so that's where the yam cream, a wild yam cream, can help in getting the estrogen down. What a man does is he applies the cream twice a day, every day, and ideally probably about a year. It can be many years in causing this imbalance in hormones. The good news is it won't take many years to balance, but it might take about a year. What about if a young man is finding this urinary frequency? It could be an irritation, and the most common irritation is the inflammation of the prostate. Now, what can cause inflammation in the prostate is lack of zinc. So whether it's because of prostate cancer or inflammation, it's important to take zinc. I have to talk about another area now that may contribute. Every time a man ejaculates in the sexual act, he totally depletes his zinc supplies. So if a man is masturbating, or if a man is looking at pornography and overdoing that area, he can suffer a dramatic depletion in zinc. And that depletion in zinc means that his testosterone levels can go too high, because it is zinc that keeps that under control. So how do we get zinc? With a man in this situation, he needs to be taking a supplement of zinc, and the recommended daily allowance he will read on the container. But the foods that are high in zinc are pumpkin seeds, sesame seeds, sunflower seeds. A lot of grains have zinc, but it's only released with long, slow cooking. So with your whole grains like your millet, your brown rice, your quinoa, they're best done in a slow cooker overnight. But there's something else that will cause a release of the zinc in the grains, and that is the culturing of the sourdough bread. Traditionally in Germany, for thousands of years, the sourdough bread has been used. I look forward to coming to Germany to taste your sourdough breads, and I certainly have tasted some delicious ones. A sourdough bread, sour isn't really the correct term. It's a cultured bread, and it should not be heavy and sour. There might be a light sour. I actually think it's more of a sweet taste in a good sourdough bread. So the culturing process that the sourdough or the culture goes through is it breaks down the protein or the gluten in the grain, making the grain more digestible, but it also causes a release of the zinc that is often locked up in the grain. So it's important also to know that. I also advise people with urinary frequency not to drink a whole lot of water at once. So it is better to drink little by little by little. I'm a little bit thirsty, so I'll give you an illustration. That's a couple of mouthfuls. This is an 850 ml bottle, and I aim to drink one of those before breakfast. I aim to drink one of those before lunch. It is now almost 12 o'clock. Lunch is in an hour, and I'm down to there. I'll easily drink the rest by the time lunch is. A lot of people who become convicted on the importance to drink water start drinking whole glasses at once. But that is not the best way. If I've just climbed a mountain and my clothes are wet with perspiration, I certainly will enjoy drinking a whole glass of water at once. But on the whole, we should be drinking water little by little by little. Notice how God sends the rain, little by little by little. But when it does happen to be a torrential downpour, that's when flooding happens, that's when the topsoil is washed away from gardens. Please take that illustration to heart and start drinking the water little by little by little. To help the water get inside the cell, you can take a crystal of Celtic salt, about the size of a sesame seed, start with. Celtic salt with its 82 minerals. If you don't have Celtic salt, you could use Himalayan. Himalayan has about 75 minerals. It's almost as good as the Celtic salt. Take a crystal of that before every glass of water. So I have got a little more than 3 glasses of water here. So when I start this, I take a little bit of salt. When I'm down to about a third, I take a little bit. When I'm down to about here, I take another little bit. What that salt does, the magnesiums in the salt get the water inside the cell. So I had a lady say to me, I don't drink a lot of water because I have to rush to the bathroom all the time. I said, try this. Try drinking the water little by little by little by little. And try having a little bit of Celtic salt before you start every glass. She came back to me 3 days later. She said it worked. She said, thank you so much. She said, I used to just drink a whole glass at a time. You drink a whole glass at a time, it's not long before that whole glass has to be released. So there's some of the ways that you can help the body to reduce frequency in urination.